What about the juice boxes?
I don't know what happened.
You wanted apple, not orange?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm live now, so yeah. Can you close the door, please? We'll see.
Should I say a thumbnail?
I've already taken the thumbnail. It's just me sipping a juice box.
Oh, yeah, but I should use.
Can you pass my phone, please? Actually, I might tell people on Instagram that I'm live. Maybe.
Okay. I attract you.
It's on the floor underneath the softbox. Someone's here. Hello.
People like your little sister. So.
Wow. Vent. Hi, Vent.
Hello. How are you?
It's my life.
I'm just trying to interact, but I'm Bye, Vent.
Wow. Hello, everyone on the live. How are you guys doing? Aoife, is that how you say it? Hello. Vent, I love each other. Thank you. Nakaka, hi. I've seen you on other lives, I'm pretty sure, and I've seen you comment. Hi, Nakaka, I see you. Oh, I've not been on live in ages, so I thought I'd come on live. Is this a weird angle? I actually like this angle. Do I need the light on? It makes no difference. So how are you guys? Are you having a good weekend? This is very just impromptu. I'm here for another 14 minutes because I'm cooking right now. Please give this a big thumbs up, actually, so that other people can see I'm on live. I should probably mention that I'm on live on Instagram as well. But yeah, I'm just cooking dinner for my family. Thank you guys for giving it a big thumbs up. It means a lot. But yeah, she's so pretty. Thank you. You're actually so nice. But yeah, what have you guys been thinking of my new content, actually? My editing style's been a bit different. We've got better lighting because we have soft blocks. I have another one over there. Natural lighting just wasn't doing it because I'm so dark, and I was like, yeah, sometimes I just don't show up and I'm just like blending in with the background. And new editing style as well. So that's been interesting. I've just edited tomorrow's video. What's it on? It's on work experience and volunteering if you want to go into a healthcare profession. So it's quite interesting, I think, at least, because I've gotten a lot of placements. But yeah. So have you guys gone back to school? Are you school age? Tell me more. Let me tell everyone on Instagram. Currently live on YouTube. I really like your new editing. Yay! It took me a long time. I know it took me longer than a lot of other creators, but I finally developed. I've learned. I've been able to like edit what was in my head. Like we got the vision now, so that's really fun. But yeah, so how are you guys coping? Because I feel like everything's just, I don't want to say going back to normal. I don't want to say the new normal, and I don't want to say unprecedented times because we've heard that a lot. But things are changing. It's definitely a transition period now, which is really cool, really different. But yeah, how have I found it? I take 2 different trains, 2 different companies. One of them is amazing, social distancing, everyone's wearing masks, people are being very respectful. We love to see it. But on the other company, oh my gosh, I was so scared. There was no masks in sight. There was people standing up, sitting down, people everywhere. Like there's a place to put your bags and someone was sitting on it. Like they're so packed, so crowded. People taking off masks to cough, to sneeze. It's very distressing. I will say though, school is not as bad as I thought because we're not using the corridors. We have to walk all the way around outside the school. We have a whole map. We can only go in certain places. So even though it's still school and we're still mixing with a lot of people, and I've seen on Snap, like people are going to parties, people are going to different parts of the country, it feels safer because I'm just mixing with my year group. But yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. So where are you guys? Are you guys here in the UK? Are you elsewhere? It's actually interesting looking at my analytics to see where everyone is from. So I can kind of work out like what time people are going to see stuff actually. In Florida. Oh, wow. That's so cool. I have my auntie. She's in Florida. I don't want to say auntie. She's cousin. We're related. I call her auntie because there's a big age gap, but she's an absolute icon. How do I say your surname? Is it Wait, let me try this one. NKAN. So I've got the answer. Nkansa? I don't know how to say it, but hi. I see you comment a lot as well. It's nice to see you here on this live. But yeah. New Year 12. Good luck. What subjects are you doing? I think if you're doing STEM subjects, the jump from year 11 to year 12, I felt the jump from year 12 to year 13 more because it was just a bigger jump. If you're doing the new GCSEs or the new, like they've reviewed the whole education system or whatever. But if you're doing the new stuff, then the gap isn't as big because they brought a lot of things from A level down, so you should be fine. If you're doing a new subject though, sociology, politics, something you didn't do at GCSE, then you might feel it a bit more. The jump from year 12 to it. In 3 days of school, I did more work than I did in the first 2 weeks of year 12, so it was very much a culture shock. Like, I didn't see it coming. But yeah, a lot of you guys are in the US and India, actually. Had a lot of people in Nigeria and Brazil too, which is interesting. But oh my gosh, Florida, how are you coping? Because you guys have really high cases right now. I know that my family, they're being homeschooled. They're just not taking any risks. My teachers weren't even they won't let us. As soon as we hopped in, I think I was expecting that, but a lot of people were thinking, oh, for the first 2 weeks, we're just going to do revision and everything's going to be. The teacher said, nope, we have to go. We need to finish year 13 content. You have mocks. I have mocks on Monday. So I think I'm going to film and if you have any requests, pop them here. I'm going to have a lot more free time to film and edit because I have no school next week. I'm just going in for my exams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And yeah, Thursday and Friday. What am I going to do on Thursday? I'm going to do BMAT prep. I might do some BMAT study with me's again. But yeah, I have a lot of free time for editing. I already have like 10 videos filmed. It's just the editing I need to do. Teachers, yeah, my school has some cases, but thank God you are at home. Thank God for health. Local schools in the first 3 days, not even a whole week, local schools in my area said, bye. Everyone was shutting down. And literally I was on the bus and I get a text from my sister and she's like, yeah, year 11 in this school has gone home. Those primary schools have gone home. I'm not too far Birmingham. And on the news, they said, yeah, Birmingham, Sandwell, Solly, everyone's shut down. I was like, wow. Like, wow, okay, this is great. But thank God we're okay. And I don't know if you guys have been tested, but it's not nice. Before my general surgery placement a few weeks ago, I was like, wow, like it's just, the nose is fine, but it's the throat for me because I have to go all the way to the back. And my thing is the nose was just in out, but with the throat, it was just there and they were just waiting, like taking their time. And it was just, woo, my nail just broke in my hair. That's what happens when you have 4C hair. Talking about 4C hair, my hair is looking messy. Please forgive me. It's not coming out till mocks. It is what it is. Where's my fake nail gone? I'll never know if my school has cases. That's mad. I feel like people, so in most schools, your form, for non-UK people, a form is like your class almost, because we choose different subjects from the jump. I think it's a bit different with America and other countries. So your form is just like a group of people. Typically in your year, you will have PSHC with them. What's PSHC? Personal, social, sex ed, everything, you do that together. But in my school, it's vertical. So I'm not just with year 13s. Not obviously now it's a pandemic, we're not mixing. But normally I have year 7s, year 8s, year 9s, everyone in my class. So because we mix a lot more in our school in general, like people just talk to each other more. So if someone has a case, boom, 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 you hear. My younger sister's in year 9 anyway, so I hear a lot of what's going on in lower school. But that's mad. Don't the teachers like email your school or something? Hello to everyone who's joined. What else? Revision guides, biochem. Are you the person who commented revision guides? Biochem. I can do a biochem maths revision guide. I started working on something, but then UCAT. We don't even talk about UCAT. I actually did well. I don't know why I'm acting like I did badly. Dashboard. But yeah, you guys obviously don't know, but there's been a lot of updates with YouTube and YouTube Studio and everything. So like if you comment, I'll see it and then I'll respond. But if you respond to my response, I won't get a notification. So I'll just be going through like a few weeks later and be like, oh, this person responded. So it's a bit of a sticky one. Getting tested is it's not even nice. It's not enjoyable. Mm-mm. It's not worth it. Oh, my glasses are dirty. I will get to the rest of the comments, but I can't see currently. I need to clean these. Right. This one is so... It's because I was cooking just before I came online. Let me look at the time. I have a 5 minute time. Let me get my sister to check on the food. Abra, can you please check the sausages? Is she? I love how you can see how we've got yellow lighting out there and then my softbox is white lighting. Right, let's see again. Have you decided where you're going to apply? Well, why am I acting like this is some big deal? It depends. I've not spoken about this on my channel because it's meant to be a whole separate video that will come out in a while. But there's something called a Freedom of Information. It's some law, Freedom of Information Act 2000, I think. But universities, if you like ask them for certain information, they have to give it to you. And I'm waiting for one from Newcastle because you can get more specific data than on the website. So with me, I saw with King's and they said this is the average UCAT score of someone who got an interview and successfully got in. This is the average, like they broke everything down. They look at 50% UCAT, 40% GCSEs. My GCSEs are great. My UCAT is decent. I'm going to apply there. But for like Newcastle, the other guys, I just need a more comprehensive breakdown because the most important thing when you apply for medicine is doing a competitive application. If I had bad GCSEs, I wouldn't apply to schools that look at GCSEs 40 or 50%. If I had a bad UCAT score, I wouldn't be looking at schools that look predominantly at UCAT. If I have an amazing personal statement, I'm going to look at schools who look at personal statement. I have loads of work experience, so I can go for schools like Kiel who really like work experience. Like you need to apply with your strengths more than anything. But yeah, so I'm just waiting on med schools because of COVID. They didn't release as much information, etc., etc. I am in middle school, but I still watch your videos. I love that. They are still helpful for me. That's really good. The most important thing is that they're helpful. I had that issue with the UCAT videos as well because people were asking me to release something on decision making and VR and all of that, but I know that there are a lot of repetitive and unhelpful videos on the platform and I don't want to contribute to that. I put out the SJT video because it was good. My QR tip, I haven't seen anyone else do that. On view, I was the first and the only person who'd really put an on view video, and I want to make sure I'm putting out things that are useful to you guys, not things you can find off WikiHow, because you will find some people who will just go on WikiHow or just go on whatever website and just copy and blur them out. So I try my hardest to be creative. With that, I'm actually excited. With my How to Study series, I wasn't going to say it, but seeing as we're here anyway, one of the things, this is going to sound so random, but one of the things I do to help me study is raps. Another thing is choreography. So for immunity, I made a whole choreography to help me remember because I've been dancing since I was 9. And then with raps, I'm a huge barb. I love Nicki Minaj. And yeah, I just made parodies, but with A-level biology instead. So I just try and keep it fab, fun and fresh. Hello to everyone who's joined, and thank you to everyone who's given a big thumbs up. To do medicine, do you have to do biology, chemistry, maths? You have to do chemistry. I think there are 5. I don't think there are 5. There are 5. There's 35 med schools. I think, no, it's 34 this year. 34 med schools in the United Kingdom because 2 of them have merged to become 1. Don't ask me which 2. And 5 out of the 34 as of applying this year, they will take you if you don't do chemistry, but you have to do biology and psychology instead. So the thing that everyone says is you have to do chemistry because that's another 29. Look at that A-level maths. That's another 29 med schools that you can choose from, and it gives you more options. You do need to do 2 sciences, so chemistry and biology, chemistry and physics, chemistry and maths, but look at different med schools to see what you want. But yeah, chemistry is a non-negotiable. You need to realistically get chemistry done so you can have as many options as possible. Most of the medics in my school do biochem maths. We have a lot of biochem psychology, biochem sociology, biochem language, biochem history, especially if you're not going for the very competitive schools. The third option is really whatever you want. And at the end of the day, medicine is medicine. I say that as if I don't have an issue with PBL. I couldn't do PBL. I prefer integrated traditional, but it depends on what type of learning works best for you. But there are quizzes for that. Choreography. Yeah, I do full-blown choreography. So like enter the cell as a pathogen. There's chemotaxis, and then like, can you see the way that I'm an antigen presenting cell? It's hard to explain, but it really works for me because I was really struggling. In all my year 12 tests, I got an A in biology. Apart from immunity, I think I got a D or a C in that test. And I was like, this isn't it. Because immunity is my favorite topic. And to be honest, I got distracted watching Netflix documentaries on HIV instead of actually studying. But still, I just had to do something different, do something creative to help me out. OMG Corey, that's so crazy. Yeah, but it works for me. And I think a lot of the time we can put pressure on ourselves, especially if you watch. That's my timer for the food. Abura? Yeah. Can you flip the sausages, please? Oh, I know anything. Really? Oh, mad. What was I just saying? I've actually lost where I was. Oh yeah, if you watch study YouTubers, sometimes you can compare yourself to other people. And okay, yeah, I can sit down and study for 8 hours and it might not be 20 hours or 24 hours, but it doesn't matter because I'm not another person. You might feel like, oh, he just reads the textbook and he knows it. She just does it. It doesn't matter. That's not you. And don't ever compare yourself to people because that will actually be so toxic and really unhelpful. I'm literally taking a break. Sephora S, hi. It's so cool seeing the names that I recognize. I'm literally taking a break from studying. I mean, I thought I really liked it, but I think it's just, I get confused with the cell-mediated response because I'm like, what is cell-mediated response? Like, it's just the phagocytosis, right? Wrong. But yeah, humoral response is great. Plasma cells, those are nice questions. And in all the past papers for AQA, at least, I've seen a lot of HIV and immunity. It's normally something to do with antibodies, and it's always an application question at the end of the paper. But yeah, talking about papers, a really good piece of advice for all of you guys is to read examiners' reports. This wasn't meant to come out for a couple weeks, like in a different video, but the examiners tell you where people make mistakes. Someone has to get a bad grade. Don't let that someone be you. Go and look at it. I analyze the examiner's reports. So chemistry is all right. They tell you, oh, most students, chapter 4 AQA, energetics, people lose marks there. They tell you. For section B, multiple choice question, usually 40% of people get the marks of each question. There are some really challenging questions. So a difficult question, only 20% of people get the correct answer. I saw one paper, 0.3% of students got a question. And the examiner report was like, this question discriminated well. The biology ones was so funny. Surprisingly, 70% of students got marks. And oh my gosh, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I was looking at the examiner report and they were like, why is everyone saying, like, why did 45% of students in 2016 say that? That was incorrect. And it's just so funny to me, at least. Anyway, hey, Mariam. I'm in year 13 and I know you are too. There are a few concepts that make me mind blown, and I was wondering if you would be able to explain. I know you don't do tutoring, but I just wanted to ask. I do tutoring, actually. I tend to stop at this time of the year. But if you send me a DM, we can talk. A lot of people actually, predominantly year 11, will just send me a question from the textbook and I'll just work it out for them. Like, I can help you guys out sometimes. Sometimes I'm not a genius, but I'll try my best and point you in the right direction. Guess who's year 12? Oh, guess who's 12 years old doing Algebra 1 and learning about stocks? We'd love to see it. A round of applause. I love that so much. Doing Algebra 1, that's so impressive. And I'm actually very proud of you. We love to see it. We really, really do. Is BTech Applied Science a good opinion? Hi, Fintan. I feel like I've seen you on other lives before. It depends on where you want to go and what you want to do. It's as simple as that. Look at the options for you. So for example, if you search up, what can I do with A-level English? It will tell you can go to apply for law, you can apply for sociology, depending on what subjects you do. So if you look at that, it will show you the pathways with the subjects. I don't know too much about BTech, but I know that you can still apply to university with some BTechs. Is my hair going to stay in a bun is the real question. That is the real question. Gravity is on our side today. But yeah, applied science. Funnily enough, I think in my sixth form college interview video, I mentioned applied science is my example for what I'm applying for. But it's also going to depend on, have you like looked at the content as well? Because it's everything. I have a friend who did applied science, and like you have to, it's like natural science that you like, you're doing all the different types of science. And if you really don't like physics, then maybe you should just do something else if you really don't like biology, but never put yourself off. If you don't mind me asking, what is your religion? Oh, that's an interesting question. I'm a Christian. I feel like in most of my routine videos, you guys see me meditating, reading my Bible. I have a Bible study with me. I feel like a lot of people didn't see that. For some reason, like it just randomly like just didn't get shown to a lot of people. But yeah, that's my religion. And that helped me a lot with GCSE RS because I already knew all the Bible verses. So I just had to learn the things from the Holy Quran and from the Hindu passages. So the Bhagavad Gita, what else? The Upanishads, it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Wow. That was a long time ago. Hey, Aoife, I'm in year 11. Should I change? I'm a big advocate, obviously ask other people, but I always say if you don't like your school, then leave, run away. Like, why are you not running? When it says a better sixth form, I think this is also something you have to take with a pinch of salt. I've been to a really, really, really good school, but my mental health, and that isn't the fault of the school. There are different things, contextual things that play a role. Even with the sixth form I go to now, I got into more than one sixth form. And another school that I got into had slightly better grades, but I was looking like the pastoral care wasn't there. It wasn't the type of environment I wanted to be in. And even with this school, whilst we were at home, we were getting calls from pastoral team to see how we were doing with all the Black Lives Matter protests. Two of my teachers actually, one called, one emailed to check on our mental health because they were like, this is dramatic for Black students. We really need to make sure you guys are okay because you're seeing a lot of this everywhere. And in hindsight, I can say I'm so happy I chose this school instead because my mental health has gotten so much better. Obviously, other things play a role. I'm eating healthier, I'm working out, seeing a professional, getting help, all of those things. But yeah, you have to think, how much can you take? 5 years, I could take that. 7 years, I couldn't take that. So if you've been in a calm environment and you're like, you know what, 2 years that are quite intense, can I take that? Will that negatively impact my grades? It's a very personal decision as well. And you have to decide, what am I willing to do? What am I willing to give up? What am I willing to have to go through and endure? I'm making it sound like it's the Hunger Games. It's really not that deep. That's telling me to get ready for bed. I don't know if you guys know, my bedtime is like 7:30. But yeah. So yeah, it's a very personal thing. But I definitely think if you're not happy at your school, you know, you could be somewhere else that's better. As much as the grass is always greener, sometimes the grass is genuinely greener and you should just leave. That's always my thing. Take a leap of faith. As BFFS, Maria, Eduarda, e Emily. Linda, gracias. It's 2 p.m. over here. Oh, wow. It's still afternoon because you guys are behind us in time zones. Wow. It's so crazy how there's so many different time zones. I know that's the most simple thing, but I just get mind blown like, whoa. It's like tomorrow in Korea. My Korean pen pal actually just emailed me. I need to brush up on my Korean. I can't even lie. I have a Korean textbook over there. Am I willing to stand up to get my Korean textbook? I don't know, but I have a really nice Korean textbook. I need to brush up on stuff. Like, I've not been listening to Korean music, not been watching Korean dramas, and I heard someone speaking Korean. I was like, whoa, I don't even know what's going on anymore, which is really sad. Like with my languages, I think, especially after UCAT, when I stopped my Spanish lessons, I don't know, I'm getting emotional because it was really sad to me because I really like my languages and like leaving them alone, even though I had to do well in my UCAT. It was just like, but yeah, Korean definitely, because I put too much work into Korean for me to forget it. If I started forgetting Chinese, which I did a tiny bit, but like I could still get by, like I would be livid. The amount of blood, sweat, and tears. I have a study with me or breakdown with me actually on my channel for Mandarin. Like I put so much hard work into that. But yeah, same. I need to study Korean and Spanish. Korean and Spanish, I just feel like they go together. I don't know what it is, but something like my languages in high school were Korean, Spanish, French, and Chinese. like Korean and Spanish, French. Like it feels like couplets. Like I don't know what it is. It might just be me. I'm just seeing what you guys can see. You can see my tick list for math. You can see my timetable and my exam timetable. It's just interesting seeing what you guys can see. I'm trying to think. You guys haven't seen this angle before. Like it's very different. Even when I go live, I don't normally go live from here. This is very random, just something that I'm observing. But yeah, my languages, that's one thing I can't wait to get back into after my exams next year. And God forbid that they postpone them, because going back 1 month is not going to undo the damage that was done in 6 months of no school. Like I really just, we can find a solution, but please don't push back. Like I have plans for the summer, like me and my homegirls. I've seen Afro Nations. It's looking like a good lineup. I need to brush up on my Portuguese, obviously, because I always get confused between Spanish and Portuguese. But my friend, she was like, we're going to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I would love to go. Obviously, that's depending on the state of the pandemic. If like the cases are high, the R number is high, I'm not going to hop on a plane to a foreign country. That's not happening. But if God willing, fingers crossed, things are looking up, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed, I will be jamming by God's grace. Okay, how to improve your study environment. Hello, Milky Fabric. How to improve your study environment if your sibling keeps making noises and distracting you. I think this can be a difficult one. I have to look back and reflect. My sister is older now, so obviously things are a bit different. But I would say consider studying at a different time. I know one of my friends, she studies at nighttime when her siblings are asleep, and then just sleeps a bit later in the morning. You could have an honest conversation with your family and be like, I have to study for this reason at this time. Please don't say anything. And obviously that's not realistic and plausible for everyone. Like if your parents randomly call you and say, oh, you need to do the dishes or you need to do something else like that, not everyone can just say, oh, sorry, mom, I'm studying. But I think just do your best and work with what you have. And maybe you can't wake up and just study for 4 hours in the middle of the night. And you can do that for 2 hours instead. So when your siblings are up, you do something that is easier to do with people up. Or use your siblings. That sounded really wrong. But if you have flashcards, just call up your brother, call up your sister and say, you ask me these questions, I answer the questions. You get them feeling involved, they're not as noisy. And that helps you. When it comes to distracting as well, if it's them intentionally distracting you, you just need to sit down with them and say, look, this is not it. We need to keep it moving. Hey, Zohabe, I don't know. Zohabe Nawaz, do you think your exams will be cancelled? God forbid. God forbid. One of the teachers actually in my school, she's so adorable. I love her. Not my subject, but she sat down everyone in her class and said, I don't know what the government are going to say. I don't care, but you guys are sitting your exams. And honestly, I think she would go all the way up to the education minister and say, you put those exams on for my girls because they work too hard. Yeah, I don't think they'll be cancelled. I think that things will be modified. So they had the conversation about English already. And I know that people, I don't know if it was officially done because some of the poets were really upset, but they said they want to get rid of poetry there. For geography, they're minimizing things. Even for entrance exams, for the Oxbridge entrance exams, like geography, it's gone. I think they will modify things. It's hard to say that they're going to get rid of content because I have friends who do all of their content in year one. And some schools, like my school, instead of going from chapter 1 to chapter whatever, we go like from the end, from the beginning, and we meet in the middle because we have more than one teacher. And yeah, it's hard to say what you're going to get rid of. So maybe reduce the content, the exam grade branch. There's so many options. I'm not off call. I'm not Gavin. I can't tell you what's happening, but I hope they don't cancel them because I don't know what these mocks are going to go like tomorrow in 2 days time. What else? Hey cousin, hi, good to see you. If you guys haven't already, go check out Just Enjola. That's my cousin. She's over in Texas as well. She has a really good channel. And my auntie, Discovering Natural. She's a natural hair YouTuber. And DNVlogsLlife. I think that's the name of the vlogging channel. I don't know. I don't know the name of most channels that I watch, to be honest, because it just comes up in my feed, which is a slight problem because anytime I want to recommend a channel to someone, I'm like, what's the channel called? How do you spell? Another thing I noticed going back to school is that speaking is actually hard, like communicating effectively, because I wasn't talking to as many people. I wasn't using that much English. Like, I didn't have to do it, but now I'm in school. I'm like, oh wow, I have to be able to articulate my opinions and thoughts in English. Oh, DNVlogsLlife. That's what her vlogging channel. I like the vlogging channel a lot. I think I actually watch that the most. But yeah, DNVlogsLlife. Oh, TV. I got the name wrong again. But she uploaded 2 hours ago. So yeah, I need to go watch some of these new uploads. I feel like, sorry to everyone who's DM'd me as well. Like sometimes I just ghost, I just disappear because I'm just focusing on exams. So like with my mocks, obviously. I disappeared for a hot second. Yeah, I had a juice box. I'm childish. Hello, Sade or Sade. I'm assuming it's Sade. Sade Jelfs. Hi, are you in year 13 right now? I am in year 13. Finally. You guys don't understand. I've been counting down for so long. And finally, I have what? 9 months? I have 8.5 months. That's unless they push our exam back. God forbid. God forbid. Then we are out. Then leave. We're getting A-levels, IB, and BTech, and leave. That's the new remix. I'm so excited. You guys don't understand. Like every day I go to school, I'm like, one less day. And that's not even just in the previous school. Like, oh my gosh, I just need to leave. But now it's like, I'm going to miss this place because I genuinely like my school. Like genuinely. And that's a lot coming from me because I'm quite a critical person sometimes, but I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. I've been doing education for a long time. And obviously you guys are probably like, are you not applying for medicine? Big 10 to 15 years. Yeah, but no more uniform. I still wear a uniform, you guys. Like I'm over it. It's not the brown uniform. We're doing better, but still. Everything does feel crazy. It's mad. Like, and I think it's so crazy because year 7 Angie, first of all, she would be shout out to year 7 Angie. She would be so proud of me. She would be shook. She wouldn't know what happened because I've changed so much since I started secondary school. Like even my mentality as well. I think it's just, like it is what it is. That's my philosophy right now. Just breathe in, breathe out. It is what it is. And YOLO, I just say YOLO a lot. I know it's not 2013, but like even with so with the way we're being graded in these mocks, it's not like you get a percentage, you get a grade. We're being ranked. So all 75 people who take A-level biology, we're being ranked. That many people, you get the A star. That many people, you get the A. And that in a lot of ways might be really unfortunate because I might get the same as someone else, but we performed differently last year, so that will impact it. But it is what it is. I can't stress over it. That's what's happening in all my subjects. YOLO, just pray for the best. Like my mentality is so much different. And also the year 7 backpack and my food tech and my pee and my shin pads and this and that. Oh, thank God for growth. Thank God for growth. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what? Sorry, I'm slow with reading sometimes. Do you want to do the exams or would you rather have... No, God forbid predicted grades, because that's putting a lot on teachers. And I know that even though I might want something for me, I also have to think of my peers everywhere. And if that happens, I know some of my friends are going to be severely underpredicted. I was having this conversation with my friend walking to the train station, and she was like, yeah, if I had that situation, my teachers would have given me a 6 in this subject, but I got a 9. So it's very much, I don't want people to have to deal with that situation because some people don't take mocks seriously. Some people might have family issues when exams happen. Like so many things play a role, and some teachers do favoritism. It's as simple as that. We all know it. We've all been in schools, and it's so unfair. And even though maybe I might do well, I might not even... Chemistry department don't believe in giving A stars. Like it's not a good idea. It would be unfortunate as well because even though I might be getting an A in maths, which is what, 80%, there are 10 people who are getting 100% and they're going to be getting an A star. Wait, hold up. Even though I might be getting the same grade as people, different percentage means it's going to be very difficult. I can articulate myself. I'm doing those exams. If I have to write myself an exam and send it to off call, I'm doing an exam. I've put too much work in. An exam will be done by me at some point. Predicted. You know what? My predicted grades. If we're using the ones from the start of year 12, I'll take 3 A stars happily. But girls, same. Sixth form matured me. The way I grew up in the first month of sixth form. And also even my opinions of people, I became a lot more relaxed. And I was in a better environment. My friendships were a lot healthier, and just understanding, just like everything's easy, everything's breezy. Just relax, like go with the flow, go with the vibes. I went to my first party. That was a lot of fun. What is this? Abra, do you think the sausages will be okay now?
I don't hear those. Okay.
Okay, but don't forget about them, please.
Yeah.
Okay, love you. But yeah, everything was very, very different. I was in a new environment. I started getting like people moving to me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm grown up now. Like, it was just very different. Like, things that I wasn't used to just because of how I was. I was spending my time studying a lot in the library. I wasn't socializing as much. I think I've just come out of my shell a bit, because at the start of year 12, I was very, very insecure, very, very sad, very, very, I just wasn't confident. Like, my confidence was completely lost. And yeah, I just grew up a lot, and I'm very grateful to the friends, the environment, to the people, everything. Shout out to you guys. Let me go up. I've become stronger since year 13. Yes, year 13, my mindset has changed. Everything means a lot more now. There's a lot more at stake. What's the hardest topic in A-level chemistry? That's going to depend on who you are. According to the examiner's report, people study with kinetics. They struggle with kinetics and energetics, physical, and then in organic, people just struggle with very specific things. So is it warm or is it hot? Is it concentrated? Is it diluted? What is going on? And the curly arrows as well, they have to be going to the specific place. I think a lot of the things that make A-level chemistry difficult in the top 3 most hardest A-levels is just a level of specificity. There's no room for error. There's no misinterpretation error. Like, we can't do that here. Since year 7, yeah, we've all grown up a lot. It's mad. It's so mad. God forbid predicting great. Exactly. I think also I've become more open-minded. So when I was younger, if you had, for example, different opinions or political beliefs to me, I was like, what is he doing? But now I've come to a place where I'm like, I can look to the left side, I can look to the right side, I can look to the top, I can look to the bottom. Everyone is different. Take things with pinches of salt. You can't make blanket statements about people. I think my pet peeve, the thing I don't like, is when people don't take accountability. If you're going to support a specific political party, that's great for you, but make sure you also acknowledge they have flaws, and that doesn't matter where they are. Different opinions, all of these different, like, I'm more tolerant. I think that's one thing I really appreciate with my maturity. Obviously, there's some things we will not tolerate. We will not be tolerating any racism on this channel. We will not be tolerating any homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia. I don't like those people either. We won't be tolerating any hates. That's one thing we cannot tolerate to any degree. I forgot to mention the pedophiles. We certainly don't like them. But yeah, I think I've become a lot more just mature. So many people in school think the government are going to cancel exams. Bro, I'd rather take that. I've told you guys, somehow an exam will be taken. It's happening. Hey Milky Fabric, I'm currently in year 11, taking my year 10 mocks as I was supposed to. Yeah, we're in the same situation. I think I've already failed, but I want to do well. If you think you've already failed because you're insecure, you probably haven't. If you think you've already failed because you haven't worked, you probably have. Just owning it is important. With physics, I could sit down and cry for ages, but I had to own the fact I was watching anime whilst I was studying. I couldn't be surprised. So the first thing is why you failed. Is it because you're underprepared? Is it because you didn't know what to do? I think you should write down all of your subjects, look at the specification, look at what you have learned, what you haven't learned, and find a way to cover all the content. Is someone calling me? and sit down with your teachers, sit down with your parents, with mentors in older years, and work out a plan for you. I think I started my GCSE revision in November. I'm starting my A-level revision in November as well. So you have time, make a plan for each week. It doesn't have to be very in-depth. I wish I could share screen with you guys. I'm doing it right now. It's open in the next tab. But I just say N1, November week 1. That's it. I write down what I want to do for each subject, get it out there. Make sure you do exam practice. That's the most important thing. And you have a lot of past papers now. But my thing that I want to say to everyone is make sure your teachers do not forget who you are. Be active in class, participate. Even if you're nervous, make sure you at least ask one question, you make one comment to contribute, because in the back of a teacher's mind, on top of your homework, on top of your tests, how much you engage with the class. If you're not engaging, I don't really know you. I teach so many students, but you, like, if they have to give us a grade again, make sure they know exactly who you are. I'm not saying you have to be the class clown, but make sure you're at least engaging a little bit. And don't feel stupid. Always ask questions. I know I'm the dumbest person in my maths class, and that's okay. Someone has to be the dumbest, and it just so happens to be me. Like, I'm going to continue asking those questions, even if Miss makes fun of me because I'm a bit slow, and that's okay, because I'm still going to get there in the end. Should I revise every single day? If you want to. Sundays are usually my day off. That's just my choice. Sometimes they're not. I would say balance it out. So on some days I do more, some days I do less. Wednesdays I don't do as much because I have a full day. Thursday I have basically no lessons, so I fill that day up. But I don't want to burn out. I have exams in 2 days. I could be doing more papers now, and I do have a lot to do, but I refuse to burn out before my exams. That's not happening. Same, I need to know what my results are. Wait, my results were down to me and not anyone else. I want to be able to know on results day, I put my everything in and that is what I got. Or I just gave up and that is what I got. I don't want to have it leaving to anyone else. I want my hard work to pay off and knowing it was 100% me. Exactly that. Lololi, hi girl, I'm year 13 applying to medicine. Hello. Thank you for making me laugh since I just got, oh, you cat videos. Hey girl, I'm happy I could make you laugh. That's good. Sometimes I worry because my videos, they're not like a fun topic like other YouTubers. So I'm like, oh, maybe my personality's not coming through or things like that. What examples are your subjects? AQA, Edexcell, biology, chemistry, maths, AQA for EPQ as well. EPQ, it is what it is. Kyuki, hey. Aliyah Patel, hey. I recognize your name from comments. Thanks for all the advice you gave in the comments in your last video. I feel better. I know who you are. You had your first day of year 13 and it was overwhelming. Yeah, I was really worried and really sad. I feel better knowing that others are in that. We're all in the same boat. We might be sat in different parts of the boat. Some people are in the part of the boat like me where we had online lessons for the whole thing. Some people are in the part of the boat where they got sent work and no help. Some people are in the part of the boat where they had private tuition. Some people are in the part of the boat where they didn't hear from their teachers from March all the way up to September. But at the end of the day, we're still in the same boat, even though some of us are just a little bit different. But yeah, you need to understand that don't check me. This is what my teacher said, but she said 80% of students just didn't receive any type of teaching at all. So most people are sat in the same part of the boat, and I realized how lucky and privileged I am to have had any lessons. Shouldn't be complaining about them regardless of how bad my Wi-Fi was. Are you worried about predicted grades? I think I worry less these days. God, it's above me now. It's above me. I can't do anything. Thank you to everyone for watching and giving this a big thumbs up. I just realized 20 minutes has become 45 minutes very quickly. I don't think they can predict me less than what they predict me in year 12. It's a miracle that maths gave me the prediction they gave me, but I'm very grateful. I think Misfit acknowledges that at first I wasn't doing as much questions. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought it was going to be completely different, but at the end of the day, it's just questions, repetition. I do have a lot of maths homework, which I'll probably have to do next week, actually, because mocks are my priority. But yeah, I would like A star, A. I'll take A star, AA. I won't take less than that because then I can't apply to uni. What do you think the most effective study methods are for yourself? I find myself doing the same things and I'm not sure if they're helping. Test yourself. That's how you know if they're helping. With me, it depends on the subject, and I'm actually quite slow. I feel like a lot of people see this channel and think I'm some like super geniusy, really, really smart person. I actually took an IQ test. I'm not a genius, unfortunately. I do have a very high IQ, but not genius level. But I'm very slow. I cover things a lot because it takes me time. I think repetition is what works for me. My choreography and rapping, obviously. Exam questions. I am the exam question queen. I read the examiner's reports a lot so I can see what the discriminating questions are. Obviously, that video is coming out and I'll explain that further, but I just like to know what is the hardest stuff. I like to be mentally prepared. So even on Friday, just sitting in the exam hall, oh my gosh, it's a new school, so a new exam hall. That made me more mentally prepared for Monday. I know where my seat is and things like that. I think, yeah, simulations. That's what I like. And I like to think about what could happen. And the more you know, like the more in touch you are with the examiner, not as in, hey, can you give me some mark? I'll send you some pizza. Yeah, give me my mark. No. When I mean in touch, I mean like you're on the same wavelength. The more you understand that, the more you'll be able to say, yeah, this, yeah, that. So with me, my prediction is in my actual exam, I'm going to have a fish question because if I look at the topics in the textbook and what's been asked in previous exams, we've not had fish questions. We've had insects, we've had humans, but not fish yet. So that's what we're expecting. Like, I want to get to that level of preparedness. But yeah, just testing yourself. Flashcards, I just think that having as many different methods as possible helps you because different input gets you different output. If you're always doing the same thing, you can't expect a new result. EO, how did you become, babes? I think listening to Yoruba music, obviously watching Nollywood, speaking Yoruba with your family as much as possible. I have a Yoruba textbook back there. I've not touched it in time. After A-levels, I'd like to go back to Nigeria for a few months. I've not been in a long time. Just speaking as much as possible, speaking to grandparents, great-grandparents, immersing yourself in Yoruba culture as much as possible. I wish I could. I'm actually personally offended because I wish I could turn my phone into Yoruba, but Apple really said, I don't know what that language is. But yeah, just speaking it as much as possible because I think the issue that a lot of people have is you understand Yoruba, but you respond in English. Force yourself. Tell your parents not to respond in English. I know when I was younger, my mom really said if you don't respond in Yoruba, you guys don't get food. It was as simple as that. It wasn't a necessity. Even when I went out to China, the reason that my Chinese increased was because when we were in Shenyang, that is not a city where people are speaking English left, right, and center. We had to learn, we had to adapt. When we were out there was no cutlery. It was just chopsticks. That's why a lot of people lost weight, actually. So when we were having school dinners, either you learn how to use chopsticks or you starve. So having that level of necessity on you, a little bit of pressure will help. But yeah, milky fabric. I'm so sorry, you guys. I've had a sore throat this whole time. Is it just me? Because as soon as I wake up, the first thing I do is get on my phone and procrastinate for like 2 hours. What would I do to stop this? It's always hard for me to give procrastination advice because I only started procrastinating recently. It's not something that I've ever really found to be an issue, but I would say charge your phone somewhere else. I use Flipped app. I do have to let you guys know I'm part of the Doers Club, so I have an affiliation with the app. But this is the Flipped app. Ooh, Flipped. And I just like disable my phone. I click on it, it gives me a timer. I just keep on going. And also, I think giving yourself a chance, like a trial period, will really help you. So if you have a really bad habit, like I struggled with biting my nails for years and years and years, didn't stop until sixth form. I was like, let me just give me like a week. Try it. If I don't like it, we can go back to the habit. With your phone, give it a week of just not going on your phone in the morning, not going on it till a certain time. In normal times before the pandemic, I wouldn't go on my social media till 11 a.m. 6 or 7 hours after I'd woken up. And I realized that made me feel really good. So it was something that I tried to do, not go on my phone for a really long time. But that applies with any habit. When I started working out a lot more in lockdown, I was like, you know what? We'll try it for a week. We don't like it. We move on. And giving yourself time to rest. So let's say you don't go on your phone first thing in the morning at all, but on Saturdays or on Sundays, you'll let yourself do it. You give yourself one day. I will run and work out every morning at 5 a.m. in lockdown, but then Fridays and Sundays, I'd let my body rest because, you deserve a break sometimes. But yeah, it does take a while to develop habits. We just have to swap them for better ones. So instead of going on your phone, drink water, lots and lots of water, work out, stretch, open your windows. You're not going to see light probably because it's the winter months coming, but yeah. Always, one thing I always say is increase the activation energy. I told you guys I was so sad. I thought I came up with this, but it's a principle. There's a whole book about it. I bought the book actually years after saying activation energy, but it's increasing the effort or reducing the effort of activities depending on whether you want to do them or not. Hello to everyone who's joined us. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate this. Also, how can I stop procrastination? Like I said, activation energy. So with me, if I want to work out in the morning, I have my bed here. Then I have a little, what are those things called? They're like a sofa for one person. Armchair. So I have an armchair for like in my reading corner, which is next to my bed. So I'll just put my workout stuff there. Downstairs, I already have my trainers out. I don't have to go and look for them. So that means that less energy is required for me to do that. For bad habits like going on my phone, when I'm studying here, my phone is disabled, flipped on all the way over there, or I might even turn my phone off. So it's harder for me to get my phone. If I do those things, or just give my phone, my sister sometimes gives me her phone. Those things help you to just do better. Yeah, I'm a Christian myself. I thought the Bible study comes out first because I feel guilty if I don't do it first, and it helps me feel more relaxed. I've been posting on my Snap actually a lot of different verses because for the first 21 days of the month, I usually actually fast and pray a lot. So I've gotten my, where's my notes app? I've gotten a verse for each day or a couple verses for each day, and it really helps my mental health. Obviously, I'm not saying everyone needs to be religious, but it's definitely something that you should not consider, but like religion, spirituality is a part of your health. The World Health Organization have added spiritual health as one of the things to include as an element of health. What's today? Today is the 12th. So my verse of the day was Psalm 32:8. I know my verse a couple days ago, Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. That's really good for mock motivation. Romans 15 verse 13. Like these are all just they're almost like inspirational quotes. Like that's one thing that I really like, and it helps me just stick to these things. So the one for today was, the Lord says, I will guide you along the best pathway for your life. I will advise you and watch over you. And honestly, when I'm doing A-level maths, I need someone watching over me. So that's just a positive thing and an aspect of my life and my well-being. And I think it's important that we all prioritize our well-being regardless. What unis are you applying to? Ooh, someone else asked something. Hi, Aaliyah. We've already covered this. I am just waiting for some more information on unis so I can make a strategic application. King's is a definite because they look at 50% UCAT, 40% GCSEs. My UCAT GCSEs, it's looking great. What work experience should you do in year 12? That's the video coming up tomorrow. I should actually upload it. I've just downloaded it because I edited it before this. So I'm not going to answer that question because I think it's an 8-minute video actually. I break things down quite well. And I'll make a work experience playlist because I already have a video on the paperwork, how to go about it, your options, because if you're 15, your options are different to if you're 18. And I'm going to make a third video in that series on things you need to expect. I've done it in a private and in a public healthcare setting, so there are little nuances there that I can break down in the future one. Do you think I should have a personal statement draft by now? I don't know what you're applying for, so I can't say. If you're an early applicant, yes. When did I start my personal statement? Easter time, actually, because, yeah, I had to send it off to someone, so I've been working on that for quite a while. I'm on draft 3, but it's actually draft 20-something because I just stopped halfway through draft and just started again. Don't be afraid to do that. Like if you're halfway through a draft and you hate it, scrap it, start again. Well, don't scrap it. I just left everything in a really long document, so it developed over time. But if you're someone applying in January, start thinking about it because you need to have something to put there. Yeah, so if you need to pick up super curricular, extracurricular, now is the time. What do you want to work in after? That's a difficult question. I really like public health. So obviously places like the World Health Organization look great. I love plastic surgery. I've been watching surgery videos since I was 11. Like, I'm fascinated. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it just looks like fun. It looks like, I don't even know, like, it's so rewarding because you and your patient have a vision and you just work together to get to that vision. Who's messaging me? So I really like that aspect, but we'll see. And also evil eye. Like, as much as I have my channel, I have to also be careful what I'm putting out there. How do you work out every day along with school? Especially when it's year 13, my day is jam-packed. I try to do, I don't want to sneeze. So I'll do like a HIIT workout. HIIT is what works best for me. I've been doing Chloe ting for the longest time. So when she blew up, I was so happy. I was like, yes, collect your coin. I'm so happy for her. But yeah, I have one from Compost Limited. I paid for that one, but like, it's always there. It's a 3-month plan. So I just started at different times, do different variations. I wake up early so I can work out, and I do it because it makes me feel good. And my workout can be different on different days. I have the Nike training app, which is amazing if you don't have it. And also, if you're learning languages, it's very good. Working out in Korean was an interesting experience, and the French app was fun too. But so my workouts might just be a 7-minute stretching session. I think there's one called Pilates or yoga with Ellie Goulding. Each of the workouts, like a lot of them are with celebrities or with sportsmen. So there's the Kevin Hart, there's Serena Williams, there's Michael Dapper, Man's Not Hot. I'm getting confused between the running app and the training app. It's both Nike. They both the ways I exercise. But yeah, also you can like I will do certain stretches. Here, my neck clipped. I'll do certain stretches and things here. When I was doing more ballet, I would do like little baby, you can't see my feet, but like little releves down here. Just try and integrate things, and don't be hard on yourself. Like, you can't work out every day. If you want to do it every day, you can, but taking a break is also important, and life goes in stages. So when I'm fasting, for example, I'm not working out every day, but then if it's exam season, I'm definitely working out because that helps me to relax. I came late. What did I miss? Hey, Angel Starfire. I've seen you in other live streams. I'm pretty sure anyway. It's nice. I like seeing everyone's names because I can recognize you guys. Some useful information, lol. Thank you. What work experience should you do for your med school? What have I done? Okay, for med school, the video's coming out tomorrow. Should be 5 p.m. What have I done? I've done stuff in NICU, neonatal intensive care unit. So really sad, like premature and dying babies. And then gynae, so women. Obstetrics, so pregnant women, and then general surgery. So what do we have? We had hernias, we had vasectomies, we had a lot of minor operations, which was really good. But in those areas, so like in gynae, for example, I got to do clinic. So that was just like in a GP. Oh, how could I forget the IVF and sperm lab? Oh my gosh, just looking at the sperm, I was like, whoa. They were so energetic, and they don't look like the textbook. I think that's the one thing that hurt me about my surgery placement in obstetrics. Obviously, we had a lot of surgery as well, but like, I know this is so obvious, and yes, I've been watching surgery for years, but like seeing it in real life, like the fallopian, like the ovaries were just so deflated. Like, it just didn't look, it didn't look realistic. It didn't look like the textbook. I was really disappointed. The sperm in your textbook does not look like the sperm in real life. Their heads are not that, like, they're like more like that, and like the tails are a bit more, and some of them have 2 heads and 2 tails. I was actually really disappointed. The lab, the surgery, I was like, what is this? And like the uterus, I was like, that's so small. Apart from like the one with cysts, that felt really firm, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, I had the most fun in the surgery placements because I love surgery. It's so fascinating. But yeah, I've done a lot of work experience. I've also done in a special school nursery. So special as in like special needs, but also like gifted and talented. I talk about this in my video tomorrow. Then I did some robotics placements in a research lab with some PhD students. That was on a project I was doing for a science fair, actually. I didn't get into that science fair. It was very heartbreaking because one of the winners had a very, very, very similar project to mine. The only difference is that they named a specific disease. I wasn't allowed to name the disease for ethical reasons. I did experiments with young children. So if I'm mentioning these, like, it was too much paperwork, too much legal stuff. And bear in mind, I was 15 or 16 and I'm not qualified. Like, why is a small child trying to do these experiments? Like, it was a red flag. So that really hurt me. But the robotics was fun. The robot, She was trying to tell me that her camera was not working, but she was like, all I see is darkness. I was the only one in the lab. Like everyone had gone to the toilet, to lunch or whatever. I was staying behind for a second and I was scared because I can't even plug her out because like her battery is still gonna, I can't put water on her because she's a 10, 15,000 robot and you want me to pay back the university with £2.50 in my account. But yeah, that was a very scary moment. Very, very scary moment. But yeah, I've done a lot of work experience. And I think it's important to not limit yourself. Try different things. I thought I really wanted to do robotics, move to Korea, move to Japan, work with Samsung, SoftBank, Aldebaran. Like, I realized that it's not what I want because I want more human interaction. I did love Pepper though. I have some old vlogs with that robot. I might release a couple more. I'm doing, wow, we've been here for a lot longer than I planned. I'm doing A-level German and I'm struggling hard. Any advice for becoming better at language learning, especially speaking because I suck? If you send me a DM. So I mentioned in my year 13 video for goals, I am deputy head girl this year and I made sheets what I wish I knew before A-level blank. I have one on German. So I'll go through that and see if there's any useful stuff that I can pass over to you. With speaking, you just need to speak. Reach out to the German people who I say this a lot and I need to say this on my channel. All the schools I've been to have been language specialist schools. So when I say German people, Russian people, they're not actually Russian. They're the people taking A-level Russian, A-level German, A-level Chinese. Like these, well, some of them are probably German, Russian, and Chinese, but not many of them. But yeah, so reach out to the people in your uni taking German, language cafes. With the pandemic, it'll be a bit different. Tandem, Mixer, all of these different apps. Try and find a speaking buddy. Instagram, German people are on Instagram. Try and find someone with common interests and you'll be able to practice your speaking with them. It obviously has to be a two-way thing. And speak to yourself. I speak to myself in the shower all the time. In Espanol, I'm just like, get, like, I sound like a telenovela sometimes. I can't even lie. This might be irrelevant, but why do people drink coffee while studying? And why do people think it's effective? Does it help in any terms of studying? I can't drink coffee personally. I think some people take it because it helps them to stay awake. I'm not a big fan of caffeine, and this sounds very hypocritical because I will have a couple cups of tea. Hello to everyone who's joined, and thank you for all the thumbs up. I feel like I keep saying that. I think everyone's different. With me, I will typically have 3 of these, like these big ones. So one will be warm water, one will be lemon and ginger tea, one will be green tea, and then I'll have this full of water. And then today I had a juice box as well. Like I have lots of fluids that keeps me going, it energizes me, and I'm sure some people feel the same way about coffee. I can't take it. I think a mocha. Abra, hello. Can you check on the sausages, please? Oh, come. Pardon? How long am I going to be on live stream? No idea. I'll probably wrap it up now. It was meant to be 20 minutes. It's been 1 hour. Mochas, I think I can do. I think mochas are a mix of coffee and hot chocolate. I like hot chocolate and I prefer tea. Oh gosh, there's been more questions. I feel like I'm being really slow. I'm sorry about that, guys. How did your teachers give you good predicting grade? I don't have a UCAS grade, my friends. My school are acting like I'm not applying in exactly a month. The UCAS grade is not there. I do mocks next week, so we'll see. But we have these things called chances. A lot of schools do them. They are very, very specific predictions based on your postcode, your parents' jobs, how educated they are, what you got at GCSE, your religion, your ethnicity, where you were born. Like, it's not in the sense of, oh, you're black, you can't, but it's a sense of if we're looking at someone very similar to you. So if they're looking at other black students whose parents have both been to university, who also went to grammar schools and got 9s and 8s in GCSEs, who were also born abroad, because I'm not going to be the only one, they can say that those people got this grade. So because of that, we're going to guess you're going to get that kind of grade. It's to be more specific to you. And obviously, in some cases, it can be bad because in your postcode, if no one is getting good grades, then you're going to be disadvantaged. But it's meant to also take other things like your GCSEs and that type of attainment into consideration. But with mine, based on where I live, and I need to be modest, I'm showing you guys shoulders. But based on where I live, my parents' job, my GCSEs, everything, they gave me these grades at the start of year 12, and the same ones tweaked a little bit based on my year 12 performance at the start of year 13, and they gave me good grades in that, but that really doesn't do much. That's just so I can know what I could get hypothetically. And it tells you, it might be down here, you know, it tells you your chance of getting each grade. So for example, in chemistry, it was like, oh, there's a 42% chance you'll get an A star, but there's a 30% chance that you'll get an A. But you guys, I'm doing so much. This is my important information document with my national insurance stuff, my work experience. Oh, I still have some data in here. Applying for undergraduate 2018, my national insurance number, my doctor stuff. Do I have it here? I genuinely, oh, I found my GCSEs. Yay. I genuinely thought I had it, you know. What's this? Oh, wow, that's my Spanish GCSE. I've not seen that in a while. Sorry, guys. This is all of my GCSEs. Wow. I'm getting a bit distracted. I've not seen my GCSEs since I set them. But at least I can see that I was responsible and put them in the right place. If I can't find them, I won't give them to you. Oh my gosh, this is all the paperwork for joining this school, my banking information, bursary, school trips. Wow, why can I not find the grades they gave me? Honestly. It might be deeper in the doc. I wanted to show you guys because it's a really nice table or whatever, and it's like a distribution thingy. So it's not in here. Whoa, I've messed up this folder. But yeah, they gave it to me at some point, and I just thought it was really cool, and that's why I wanted to show you guys. I'm sure it's somewhere in here with all my documents because I've not looked at it since here. Since here, I've got my school calendar, but I don't have the grades. What? I've got all these sheets as well. With my bank. Oh, is that mine? I found it. Okay, right. I'm not going to show, obviously, the whole sheet because it's going to show my school. It's going to show my full name. It's going to show my candidate number, and I'm not here to help anyone do fraud. That's not happening. But yeah, so this is the one, 2021 predictions. So is this the original one? This is the original one. So for A2, yeah, this is my A2 one. So this is the one I just got. They said there's a 42% chance that I'll get an A star in biology, 41% chance I'll get an A, 14% chance I'll get a B, 3% chance I'll get a D, a C. Chemistry, 47% chance I'll get an A, 32% chance I'll get an A star, 47% chance I'll get an A star in maths, and a 37% chance I'll get an A, 12% chance I'll get a B, 3% chance I'll get a C, and 1% chance I'll get a D. I actually really appreciate it just because of the level of maths that went into it, but obviously not everyone's going to feel the same because some people will be disadvantaged by different contextual things because you are not a reflection of your postcode or your parents. And that's something that people need to understand. Okay, a lot of questions have come since then. I did take a lot of time. How did your teachers give you? My teachers will be ranking though. I explained that earlier in the live. They'll list everyone out, see who's got the top. They'll give them the A stars, them the A's. How can I practice AQA English language and literature? Who's messaging me? And past teacher. If my teachers won't mark it, that's difficult actually. Try and mark it yourself. Look at the examiner's reports. Try your best. Why won't your teachers mark it? Your teachers should mark it. Ask them. Speak to the head of the department. Go around the teachers. Sorry, this is a touch screen. I'm really struggling. Skin Decision. I think I've seen that. That's Dr. Nazarine. I've seen a couple of episodes. I'm bad at understanding science. I'm doing OCR combined science and I don't understand a thing. Would there be any way to understand because I asked my teachers, but I still don't get the concept. YouTube, free science lessons, and lots of other people. Just search up combined science OCR. There are people who will explain that for you. You can watch it lots of times. Ask someone who's taking A-level. They'll be able to help you as well. Someone from your school, obviously, who's already done the course. Thank you. I'm in year 13. I started speaking German. People on Discord, we love to see it, but I've been kicked off. Wow, for broken German. Is that a reason to kick someone off? That's a violation. Wow. That's actually harsh. Try and find other people. There'll be other forums. Obviously be safe. Don't speak to creepy old men or anything like that. And people can be sheep in wolves' clothing. Wolf in sheep clothing. I don't do idioms. You guys know what I mean though. Louise, hello. Matishi, I'm taking my UCAT exam soon. Any last minute tips? Last minute tips, I would say probably just see what area you are worst in and invest your time then. Hello, thank you to everyone who's still here and for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I obviously can't quote it because the UK is the last thing on my mind, but the statistics show that if you invest your time in the area where you are worst in, the return on investment of time is much better than if you invest in the areas where you are weakest in. That's something to consider. Try to relax. Don't get too stressed about it because stress will ruin you. In VR, which is section 1, I was crying and I was very stressed. I had a very negative UCAT experience, which I should probably have spoken on, but I just made the UCAT on view video so that no one else has to go through what I went through because it was horrendous. And I got quite low in that section because I like crying, glasses, stress. Nah, don't do that to yourself. Hey, success. I'm very sleepy now, but I can't sleep. That's actually sad because when you want to sleep and you can't, it just feels like you've been cheated. It feels like you've been cheated. I find when I try to speak to myself in German, I have no clue what to say or have limited vocabulary. Brainscape, Anki, Quizlet, go have a look at vocab there and do a little bit every day. Duolingo really said glow up challenge and the app is looking amazing. I can't remember what it's actually called, but you know, like B1, B2, like the official language ranking from Cambridge University. Duolingo is now in line with that. So like they're like an official qualification-y thing. So that could be a really good place to go to, especially because you have specific sections. And obviously they have stories now. Each language is different, so it might not be in German. They don't have it in Chinese, but they have it in Portuguese and French, for example. German's quite popular. I assume they have it. But the stories give you little dialogues for you to practice speaking. So test out a couple of those, get to the more advanced ones, and you do that. Do you mind sharing your UCAT score? I shared it in the comments, actually. I got 2,790. I'm not very proud of it because most of my friends got 3,000 and above, but the average of people who got an interview for the unis I'm going for was about 2,800. And considering the fact I was crying, I've accepted it. It is what it is. It's not a bad school, but I wanted 3,000. So yeah. A score between 620 and 660. I don't want to share my exact score. Go at 620 to 660 is quite a big range. 620 to 640, that's average. Above 640 to 660, that's just above average, not yet like a good score. Go and look at universities that go for those scores. If you have that kind of score, don't apply to Edinburgh, don't apply to Newcastle. And that's not me being a hater or an enemy of progress. Newcastle just care about your UCAT and they are a competitive university. All my friends who got 3,000 and something are applying there. You won't even be considered if you're below the cutoff mark. I had a day with the medic portal. There's a local private school. It's like a very good school, but the private school invited my school over and we said, hey, it was run by the medic portal and there was a lot of university admissions. It said, babes, if you haven't got the UCAT score, don't waste your time because you could have applied to a school that will look at you. And these guys have said, you are a UCAT school, bam. So make sure you're applying to schools that look in that range. So Cardiff, Kent, East Anglia, like there are people who will look at that and also look at people who don't look at UCAT as much. If you don't get band 2 minimum, a lot of people think I can't apply anymore. But people like St. George's, they don't even look at SJT. So that might be an option. I just want you to apply to the best place possible so that you can get accepted. Don't be whimsical. And I know it's really blunt and really harsh and you might really, really love Edinburgh. But if you haven't got the UCAT score for it, don't even bother. And not everyone will look at UCAT. Earlier, I said that Kings look at UCAT for 50% of your application. Some unis won't even look at UCAT like that. They'll only look at it for 10%, or they won't really pay attention. So that's something to consider. How do you find this information about what grades you are likely to get? That's from my school. It's an individual thing. Some schools do it, some schools don't do it. I guess some schools don't do it because obviously there might be an anomaly. So there might be a school in a really bad area. And statistically, those students are meant to do really badly. But in reality, they do really well. And I think it's just a useful thing for you to have as well. I'm happy I have it. So I know that what other people like me have so that I can compare myself to me. There might be someone else who seems very similar to me, but they're in a different household, they're in a different postcode, they had a different school, a different GCSE, so I can't compare myself to them. So this is kind of like comparing myself to me, but hypothetical me in a parallel universe. Thank you for answering my question. That's okay. And good luck. I believe in you. You will do amazing and the best that you can do. Any advice for essay-based subjects? I'm doing economics. I need to get Josie on my channel. Josie's my friend and she does economics icon. Should I recommend Uplearn? I'm not recommending Uplearn, but I get their ads all the time. Hi, my name is Jacob and I go to the local comprehensive school. And up until December, I was getting C/D grades in economics and I was quite, I've memorized the ad. Look at the examiner report. I've not actually looked at the economics ones. I've had a look at the politics ones, and they will tell you where people make mistakes. It's very much going to be a is someone having a barbecue? I've closed my curtains so I can't tell, so that because I have my softbox, so I can't actually tell how bright it is outside. But what was I even saying? Yeah, if you're stuck between a B and an A, look at what A students are doing. When they're talking about discriminating questions, that's separating the A's from the A stars and the A's from the B's. So have a look at that because that will really help you. I hope I've answered your question. Essay subjects, I really did want to do an essay subject, but I chose maths because I made a bad decision. Like, I made a bad decision. But yeah. Right, next question. Thank you for answering the question. I'll check it out. That's a cool feature. I can't remember what I was saying. Or Neymar. Hi, cryptics. I don't understand. Or Neymar. Neymar. Are you mentioning your YouTube channel on your personal statement? My dad said I should, but I'm not. I'm keeping it quiet. I have more than one personal statement. I'm applying abroad and I'm applying for a separate subject for my 5th option. Most medics will go for biomed or pharmacy. All of those subjects make me I'm not interested. It's either medicine or completely different. So in my medicine one, definitely no. It just doesn't have any relevance there. I mentioned my podcast, yes, but the YouTube channel, no, because there's not really any relevance. I might in my engineering one, I think I might. And then in my international one, I don't know. The questions depend. The questions vary each year. They've just dropped the questions for this year. I'm really not thinking about that personal statement because the deadline is November 1st. My 18th birthday! The new law's coming out about 6 people meeting being the limit. That's kind of... Anyway. But yeah, I don't think I'm mentioning my channel. I don't know if I want to. We'll see. Thank you. I do maths. I was not ready for mechanics. There's only certain types of questions I can ask you. Go and look at the examples in the textbook. Mechanics can get better. Allegedly. They're really barbecuing. Sorry, it just smells so... It's better than the smell of cow poo. I live in quite a rural area, so I appreciate that this is the smell we're getting because it's nice. It's earthy. Bruh. Wait, what were your GCSE results? You can go check out my GCSE results day reaction videos for that. I've missed out on content of history because basically I started my GCSE in year 10. I just copied everything and I didn't write it in my own words. So now I'm missing lots of content. YouTube is the place to go. There are playlists that will fill in those gaps in content. Can I still choose the minimum number of dates that you need to? I don't know what exam board you're doing, but definitely go to YouTube. That's the easiest way to get things in, because let's say you want to do your nails or do a face mask or do something else at the same time, you can still absorb the content. That's one thing I did like about YouTube. And one of my friends was in a similar situation. She just moved to the country and she was thrown in the deep end with GCSE history. She said, boom, we're collecting the content, and she still got a 9, so we love to see it. Hey Lexi, the course I'm looking to study is only done at one place and I want to apply to more than one for state. Okay, you're being very vague, so I'm not really sure how to answer that question. My neighbors, oh my gosh, they're icons, twins. Both of them wanted to go to a specific school, 2 different schools, school A and school B, and they only put one option because both of them, their course was only offered in one place. And I was like, wow, confidence, absolute confidence. Trying to answer Lexi's question with as little information as I have. Thank you guys for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and welcome to the new person that joined. Let's say hypothetically you're applying to PPE. No. What's a very specific? Okay, Oriental Studies at Oxford, right? That's very different to a lot of other Chinese ones. Oh, okay. I have to wrap up now. This is the final question I'm going to take. But if you're applying to certain courses, so for example, Oxbridge, they know their courses are very niche and no one else, like HSBS, that's a good example. They know that other schools don't offer those things. So they will appreciate that your personal statement will have to be a bit more general. If it's Cambridge, for example, they have a separate supplementary personal statement that you send in if it's a very niche, very specific subject. So universities will take that in consideration. If it is a subject where there's lots of variation, like PPS versus PPE, am I making this up? There's different PPPs. But Abur, can you go and just serve the food? I'll come and join you guys. Nifera. But yeah, if it's certain courses where there is a lot of variation and the courses have such specific niche names, they will appreciate that. But yeah, I think that's it. I have been here for an hour longer than I thought. Thank you so much to everyone who came and joined this live and gave a big thumbs up. Very impromptu, very random. It's been so good talking to you guys. It's nice to like just vibe with you on this level. As always, make sure you're wonderful people. Smile, subscribe, study hard, slay hard, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye. I think that I'm also going to upload tomorrow. That's one thing I want to let you guys know. Thank you so much for everything, advice. Oh, thank you guys. And thank you for turning up and staying this long. I genuinely really appreciate it. Oh my God.